Welcome to this week's rainy edition of Three Peas in a Pod podcast. To all the new viewers, thank y'all. It's usually not raining. We usually situated, but you gotta forgive us today a different day. But we didn't want to not bring you an episode. So we're gonna start off with the biggest topic in today's news, which is Shador Sanders in the NFL and why he didn't go in the first round or second round. And do you guys really think it was like a conspiracy with the NFL to humble Shador and his daddy Dion, or do you think it was a race issue? So I want to hear from the conspiracy theorist himself first. Mike Lowry, go ahead.
For that, I don't think it was a. I don't think. I don't know why people say it's a race issue. It's definitely not a race issue, but his father do play a factor into that problem. Uh, what I have been seeing is people been saying like he need to humble himself, but what they need to understand is there's a difference between
Hey,
being
Mike, you
humble.
can hear a lot of muffling in the background. It's not sounding good.
On mine, or you mean with Trinity team because he driving?
Is that the air down or something? Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of muffle in the background.
Hold on, let me mute and you tell me if it's still there.
Yeah, that's him because I muted myself when you was talking. He
Oh,
driving,
oh, okay.
Mr. Truck Driver. But nah, I was saying, I don't think it's a race issue, nothing like that. It's more they be saying like he humble himself, but I don't think people don't understand the difference between being confident, what they saying. But I do feel like his father plays a factor into that issue. Like that was wrong as hell for that. Like, he's come on, he's a good player, but like I don't know. I just feel like what they did was dirty. But his father plays the factor that you got a all time father that's a pro NFL player and then put him inside this situation. That's how I feel. But yeah,
Miss C
I don't
Love?
think I don't think it was a race issue.
right.
I think because I mean, obviously, other races were drafted first and second round and things like that. So I definitely don't think it's a race issue. I think they were just trying to prove a point to Dion and
Yes,
just
his
kind of
father.
point out like, hey, you don't get to pick and choose where your sons go. Which I think is kind of messed up because Manning did the same thing with his sons, and he was direct with the NFL and he was telling them, hey, my boys are not going to go to this team. My boys are not going to go to that team. So my thing is, like, what's the difference between the Manning brothers and Sanders? You know what I mean? And it's like, why were they able to pick and get basically what they wanted? And I don't know. So I just kind of think maybe the NFL was just trying to prove a point, but not based on race. I think they're just trying to prove a point to Dion and just kind of be like, no, we're gonna draft where we want him.
Yeah, I agree with you because we all know Dion as a player was phenomenal at his
Hmm.
Right.
position as a period. And he was cocky, but he was cocky because he couldn't back it up. So
Exactly.
now his son comes in. They already got the Ferraris. They got millions of dollars from their own dad. So to say my son won't play for Cleveland is what Dion said. So I think the NFL was trying to make a point because you get drafted by the same team that you said you did not want to play for, and you didn't go in the first and second round. So now they
Right.
got you at like a discount price, and you went to this
Yeah.
team. So it's more so to show you like you don't run nothing over here. This is not college. This is NFL. You gonna fall in line and get gone.
Right. Yeah. I'm kind of shocked that the Cowboys didn't pick him though. They said that they're supposedly gonna pick him, but I guess he had ended up getting drafted before that. But I'm surprised even they didn't look out for Deion Sanders. Like I'm like, damn, that's kind of messed up.
I'm happy they didn't.
Right, because
Yeah,
Jerry
true,
Jones even
true, but
spoke on
still,
it. Jerry Jones even said it. He was like, it's a tragedy that nobody didn't grab Shador in the first or second round. So he spoke up for him, but he didn't pick him. My Saints didn't get him either. I was mad because I wanted them to get him.
Yeah. But I hope he shows out, and I hope he
He
proves his
will. Me
point.
too.
And I know, once that contract is up, he's gonna get his money worth.
Because he got a point to prove. So you got to come out and play now.
No, for
So
real. Yeah.
yeah, so they won't know is it all flash or can you back it up?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. His dad gonna be on the sideline though. Coach, can you
Right.
about to make
Yeah.
Cleveland ticket sales go up again, man.
You know
leave?
his jerseys, his freshman jerseys, I think they all sold out. You know, they were selling like hotcakes. But yeah, I don't like how they did that. Like, some folks was calling him like kind of bougie, whatever. And I'm like, he just confident, like not one time. Like I only seen one time in college to where like he said something smart, but that was like toward one of the quarterbacks from another team who was talking smack. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's every player who plays sports. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just like how they did that.
Gave him a little bit of some humble pie, but it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all
So
right.
in other trending news, I don't know if you guys ever ate at this place here in Texas, but he started in Houston, and I know he big in Louisiana and Mississippi. The Turkey Leg Hut.
Oh no, I never been there before.
All right.
I've
Well, it's
never
good.
been, but I did see like the food and stuff, and I was like, man, I need to check that out. But I
That
feel like
Yeah,
don't be
the
so long though.
food is good, man. I mean, when I say delicious, I mean delicious.
Yeah.
Well, homie got caught up. He got picked up by the feds on the indictment. So they trying to say 5 years ago, um, whoever his competition was, that he burned down their place. That he paid somebody to burn down their place. So the guys who allegedly burned it down supposedly talking, and the feds come 5 years later, and that was the initial indictment. And then today, more stuff came out. They trying to say that everything was started with drug money, and so they trying to keep him like off the street.
Now I could have sworn.
I thought it was his
Wait,
partner though. I thought it was like a business partner of his,
and
and
himself.
they kind of had like a fallout over money or something like that, and he sent people to like burn it down or whatever.
Yeah, the initial business partner, but then he moved. So they trying to say that because he didn't want the competition, that's the reason that he paid him.
I don't know, but I know. In the news they had like video clips of them inside
Yeah.
the building, burning it up.
But my man had like a checkered past, and I like how he came home from jail and how he started his business and did good stuff. So I think they would, in my opinion, that they trying to tie the drug stuff in there from the past stuff and try to make it seem like everything
Trying to
he
keep
was
a man
doing was
down.
illegal. Right?
They are
Yeah.
Yeah.
they always do that. They do that with innocent people. You can be innocent and they look at your damn background and say, "Oh, what they got to do with the case?"
Right.
They do that
Right.
regardless.
Or even like, yeah, even like if you get the cops call on you or whatever, and you've been in prison for some odd years, they automatically think you're the aggressor.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
record
use
doesn't
that shit
definitely
against your
stick.
ass.
All right. See, I won't switch now. I got a different topic, and I want see love to go first on this one. So I hear a lot of women, see love, that say they don't need a man for anything or they don't want a man. And then when it come times for like car changes, changing stuff in the house, even something as simple as picking the girl up. I mean, physically pick up. What's up with that? The whole I don't need a man movement. Talk to me from a woman's standpoint.
Wait.
I don't
Can I
know
ask you a
nothing
question?
about it.
Yeah,
What you?
About the I don't
Oh,
need a man movement. I understand that there's a lot of independent women out there who can handle their own. You got a lot more women that get paid more than men, like that. And so I understand that, but I feel like every woman does need a man because there's a lot of things that we can't do. So when it comes to like things around the house, I don't know, mowing the grass, fixing the toilet fixtures, or whatever it comes to. I mean, lifting a heavy fridge, like we can't do stuff like that unless we have help. Um, so I think we do need a man in a lot of instances. I just feel like we're short of a lot of good men out there. And I feel like women who do say that they don't need a man, it's because they've been scorned or they've either given several men a chance and they're just not cutting it. I know I've had my little phase where I was just like, I don't need a man, da, 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 and you end up doing everything, but it's tiring. I think every woman does need a man to balance out their stress, their workload, and just life in general. Just having someone asking you like how your day was is, sometimes sufficient enough. So I don't know. I think it's not a good movement because there's not. I mean, we can't do it all. We can't. God created man and woman for a reason.
Yep, there you go. You said exactly everything, every single point. But I feel like women says I feel like women say that like what she said. When they being played so many times, they usually say that like in their mid 20s, early 30s. But once they get old and mature, they realize, okay, God made Adam and Eve for a reason. Like she said, you need men to help you with heavy stuff, motor yard, handyman, and also a man and a woman. You know, we need women. There's things that men can't do that women can do. Like for me, I don't know how to wrap no damn gifts. So every Christmas, I don't wrap gifts. I let her do it. Even though I know I do a little bit now because she taught me, but you know, women do it so perfect. You know what I'm saying? As a man, my shit be slopping out, holes and scratches and shit. You can still see inside the. This is like
Yeah.
like an example. And then also, let's say like the house. Like home decor. Women has that taste. Like me, I'm plain. I'm a black, gray, white type of style. But women, they have the colors. They can make it pop with the pillows. All that. And
Matching
then
curtains and all that.
exactly. And then with cooking, they have that too. So we need each other. Like she said, it goes back to the Bible. But most folks, they have that mindset because they are so like angry or mad about their past and traumatized how men because now men what some or a lot of men do is they use money as for
As a
women,
leverage.
yes, they use that, and women get tired of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna just use your money to try to play me and all this shit. Use that to like whoop my ass, move me out of
Hmm.
town for my family, just because you got money. So, they feel like I don't need you. I can do this by myself if that's how you're gonna treat me, you know what I'm saying? So
Or if it's based off of money, I can go get my own, type of thing.
exactly. Right.
Well, I think it's a submission problem. So, if the
Of
woman
course you
is
do.
willing to submit,
Of
then
course you
everything
do.
gonna be okay. Because I agree with y'all. That's the pecking order that God made. God made man to then woman. So it's God that covers man, and it's man that covers woman. So when you disrespect your man, you like disrespect your covering. I don't
But
need this. I don't need that. That's your protection. That's your love. That's the one that's
mhm.
gonna have your back. So when you willingly submit to that, he got you. But when you don't submit to that and you act up like a little bad kid, you gotta get punished. Go to timeout or something. I don't want to hear it.
You in this
No,
timeout
I
shit. I
think
don't
I
I don't
think
know what century you in with this timeout
right.
shit, bro.
I mean,
This is
that's all. That's
2025.
all. That's all good and dandy, and in some extent, I do agree. We do need more submissive women, but with saying that, we also need a man to make us want to submit. Because if you're not doing things to make me soft, to make me feel vulnerable, I gotta be, make it all these decisions, to be a man. I'm not gonna be submissive to you. So, I mean, I think there's two to play that because a woman doesn't just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be submissive today."
Right.
It's like, what are you doing to make her be submissive, make her feel safe financially, emotionally, physically, all of that,
hmm Yep. All that plays a part.
for sure.
I put you on mute because your background was loud.
Yeah, Trinity T, he got too much going on.
He got
He
his
got the
windows down.
AC blowing. I'm like, are the windows down? What's going on
Right.
over there?
Is he gonna talk?
Nope, unmute him.
Let
Can
me
you hear
unmute
me?
him. There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now I heard y'all. Yeah, my AC is on full blast.
We know.
And I agree with C Love. It does you the man has to be a man first, so we're gonna start there. But if he is a man, so what usually happens, and hear me out, and Mike, you can agree or disagree. When a man is a man's man, he's that alpha male. A lot of women see that as controlling, but it's not controlling. You got to let a man be a man, and then when he becomes a man, he's gonna treat you like that woman. You just have to be submissive and know your role is to nurture and to care, and his role is to protect and provide. So let him be a man, let him be your covering, and then everything else gonna fall into place. Like it's raining outside right now. So if you under my umbrella, you're gonna stay dry. I got you. Won't nothing happen. When you walk from under that protection and under that umbrella, it's gonna be stormy and wet, and then you upset. But you shouldn't be upset because you had all the protection here, but you chose to leave your own protection to have a smart mouth or to walk out to say, I could do it on my own, I could
Or
get my
maybe I
own
chose to get my
umbrella.
own umbrella. No, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. But yeah, as a man, some men, yeah, I think some men think it's cool to be controlling, to tell a woman what to do, and they feel like, and I don't know, like I see, like me in my relationship with mine, like you know, you have to care about one another feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because as a kid, I was taught to treat others how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, so when you get into this alpha stage, some of them can get out of control. And what I mean out of control is they do shit we're not caring about how that person feels. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that needs to be kept in mind when it comes to that. Because that's also a factor of either your woman gonna stay or she gonna leave. Because who wanna
Right.
be treated, all bad and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely teach my son that because obviously he sees me doing it all on my own, and so I mean I try to do the commandments to like teach him how to cook, and you have to know how to clean because if you have a working wife, which 9 times out of 10 you probably will, um,
Mm-hmm.
just because based on this economy and just a lot of women, it's a new century, a new era. A lot of women want to work. A lot of women don't want to be kept at home. But I told him, don't have kids unless you're able to take care of her financially because
Mm-hmm.
God, she gets pregnant. And what if she doesn't want to work anymore? I was like, she shouldn't have to be forced to have to, we just had this conversation a few days ago. And I was like, she should not be forced to have to go to work because financially you guys can't make it. And for that, financially you're being like irresponsible. So I tell my son, as a man, it's his role to have his shit together, to go to school, get your college degree, be financially stable, have a house, like don't go out there being stupid because then she's gonna end up having to clean up, for you being irresponsible, right? So he definitely sees it all too well, right? I got 2 kids, so he sees that it's all on me for the most part, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's just like she's gonna be stuck, being like your mom, and
Yep.
it's like that's the last thing you want is for her to just be stuck doing it all on her own. It's not fair for her. So he definitely gets it. I talk to him about it to be just responsible with his decisions. And I tell him like, hey, if she, you want to learn how to cook 2 good meals. So that if she's too tired to cook, you got it for that night, or if she's too tired to clean, help her out and clean for that weekend, and it's just,
Yep.
it's a partnership. I think relationships are partnerships, and a lot of people get that wrong. And I think the
Exactly.
mindset of some men is just like, you got to do. And it's just like, well, damn, what about me? I'm tired
Yep.
too, so it's just like, yeah, I think it's not 50-50. It's definitely 100-100. You both have to give it your all to make it work on a daily basis.
Yep. I agree. I always say that a relationship is like a business.
For
You know,
sure.
you just can't let nobody do everything on their own. In the end, you just
Yeah, I
sit
got your
laid
little
back. You know
workers,
what I'm saying?
like,
Yeah, like come on now, like this person drained all type of shit. But most folks they don't think like that. They think of this. Oh, I'm a man. I'm gonna do this. Like nah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But every business has a boss, correct? A manager, somebody in charge if things don't go right to make the proper decision. So I think that's where the man come in at.
You
Now,
lost it. Go
what I
ahead.
was saying earlier, like a man's man, he would not always be liked because his job. Now, I'm not gonna say like be a total a hole, but his job is not really to care about your feelings. His job is to protect and provide for you. I'm supposed to love
Uh-uh.
you, but I
Wait, what
want
did he
you to
say?
be cared about. So if I see like I don't want you, I don't know, I may not want you to dress a certain way, or I may not want you to go somewhere because it's drama over there. You may not know it's drama. But if I say, okay, I've been around that block 1,000 times, and I know if you go around that block, it's danger. You're gonna get hit on 1,000,000 times. It's chaos. I don't want you to go over there. And then you say, oh well, my girlfriend invited me over there. So that's why the way old me texting flavors
I be
every
telling,
day.
I be trying to tell this boy if he don't leave Cricket and go to
Can you
Verizon,
hear me?
we would have this
He
problem.
over there on Metro PCS.
Nah, man. I don't know why the phone be ringing. I got it off and it still be ringing.
So you can't even get your phone right. How am I supposed to be
But
under your umbrella?
right, but if I say don't go over there and you still want to go over there, it's like, hey, you're not listening. And then you go over there and it's drama, and then you come back crying. This happened when I told you 1,000,000 times don't go over there. You should have listened to me in the first place. That's what I'm
See, that's
saying. So
different.
a man's
That's
man, he not
different,
gonna
and that's
always be
understandable.
like.
Right. That's right. That scenario is different, and that scenario is very understandable. If I tell your ass don't go nowhere because of a
Mhm.
reason, you need to listen because I'm here to protect you. That's
Right.
different.
Right.
But earlier you said something about I forgot what you
Don't care
said. You
about their
said
feelings.
yeah. You like I'm like what did he say?
No,
Mm.
what I mean by that is my love for you over trumps your feelings. Meaning, if you feel you want to go somewhere, or you want to dress a certain way, or you want to do something, but I foresee danger, I'm supposed to tuck in the big picture and say, okay, I'm allow her to get hurt because I care about her feelings. No,
No, that's
my
different.
protection gonna override your feelings. So I
Right.
that's what I mean when I say, so I don't care about your feelings. So I need you to listen and do as I say
Okay.
and trust me as the man. Like,
Okay.
grab my hand, let me
Okay.
lead, let me walk. I
Just
got
about to
you.
get jumped. No.
That's what
I
I'm
was about to
saying,
call
man.
wife and be like, look at here, girl. If you need help, blink twice.
Hey, she said blink.
Now, hey, she'll tell you she'll tell you we be going at it because she always say that sometimes I come across as controlling, and I try to explain to her that it's not controlling, it's love. I know, and I've been to places you haven't been, so I'm trying to protect you. So if I say do something, it's not because I want to control the narrative. It's no, because I know the best peaceful solution to to make it an easy day. You know what I mean? Like, who likes
Yeah.
drama? Nobody.
Right. Yeah.
You know there's a difference between what you say and your actions, right? I'm just letting you know.
I got you.
I'm just letting you know.
Just
You
putting it
say
out there.
this, but your action shows different. I'm just letting you know.
And I think
No,
it's a way to put your point across too. It's a conversation, but I think
Mm,
it's like if you're telling her, "Oh no, don't go over there," like to me, I'm gonna be like, "Nah, I'm finna go," because one, you're not gonna demand and tell me what to do, kind of thing. But if you sit down and have a conversation about it, and like, "Hey, I don't think you should go over there. This and this is going on," um, I think there's a way to deliver a message.
yeah, that plays a part of it. It's the way you communicate.
Hmm.
Because miscommunication can also lead to arguments and other stuff. So yeah,
Right.
that's also a major part of it. You on mute again?
Can you hear
He's
me?
got real
Am I
mad.
clear or still? Am I
Now you
clear
clear
or
now.
still muffled? Oh,
Now you clear now.
oh.
Must been that rain. Stop raining. Where you at? Somebody calling him again. See, we got to teach him how to put his phone on. Don't disturb to when nobody will call him.
Right. It depends because my mom, she likes to video call me. So when she
Mm.
video calls me, it cuts out anyway. So that's when. So that's when I have to dial back in. So it just
It's
depends how
all the
they're calling.
settings. It's all the settings. I got mine. I got mine to where like I'm gonna let you call twice before it comes through because it might be an emergency. You never know, but
Right. And I let people know too. Like if I didn't answer the first two times, I'm busy. I'm gonna call you back.
man,
Don't be blowing up
I
my
don't even let them
phone.
know that.
I
That
bet.
that's like common sense. Like if I'm not answering the phone, like what the hell you think I'm doing? Busy. That's common
Right.
sense.
Yeah, hey, everybody calling, bro.
Huh?
I say everybody calling.
I,
You the
I
man of the
know.
hour.
Yep.
Now, some of the
It's a
people tuned
celebrity.
in too.
What'd you say?
I say some of the people tuned in.
Oh, gotcha. What's your next? What's your next topic?
Um, what else we had? We was gonna end with where we started last week, but we couldn't finish. It was about what Kanye said about Jay-Z kids, right?
What did he say about the kids?
I think he
You know,
called them
you know, I don't be
retarded.
all into that. He crazy. What did he say?
He had called them retarded. Said they was mentally challenged.
Okay. Now I did see a clip on social media some days ago
Hmm.
that Beyonce was at a concert, and I forgot she had another child. That's how so much I don't be in celebrity business.
Right.
But she had another child, and she looked like she have autism. But like
Hmm.
somebody in the comments was calling her daughter retarded, just like you said, like Kanye West. So now
Yeah,
I see
that's
what
why
you're
they
saying.
don't ever show the other child like they show Blue Ivy.
Right, and
Which
I see
one? Because they just showed Remy. She's on tour with her now.
that's her
She on
name.
stage with her
I
and
know.
everything.
Yeah, one of them was
Beyonce.
yeah.
And then
How
the
many kids they
grandma
got?
said, huh?
How many kids they got? Three or two?
They got three. They got the twins, and then they got Blue. And Blue, she tours with her and she dances with her. And then Remy, she just appeared on stage with her mom. She didn't look slow to me. She was
Who's
waving
her?
at everybody and everything.
Yeah, that's the
They don't
one.
show the son because they say that Sir Carter is he doesn't like cameras in his face and he doesn't like the whole media. Well, that's what they
So
say.
so
I don't
it
know.
might be so it might be him then. It might be the boy.
No, it's the
That he's
girl.
talking about.
No, it's the
Oh,
girl. I can see y'all the link. It's the girl because I seen it to where she was on stage. It was Blue Ivy, Beyonce, and the girl, and like she was waving at the crowd.
Yeah, I didn't. She doesn't look like there's nothing wrong with her. She looked like she was excited for her mom. I mean, you're put on a stage with your mom in front of thousands of people.
billions
You
of
know what I mean? Like,
people.
how do you
Yeah.
expect this? This is at the end of the day, this is a child, and I
Right,
think I hate
exactly.
that the most. Like when people can fix like their mouth to talk about a child. Like what kind of person are you? Especially somebody who has kids themselves. And it's
Hmm.
just like, dude, you don't do that. That just lets you know that he's mentally effed up.
Yep, exactly. But you know how social media are. People behind those keyboards, they say any damn thing when you behind the keyboard. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree. But a lot of people they don't have your mindset or my mindset. They all do
They
stupid.
got some missing screws.
Yeah, yup. Luke Cruz. Yup. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't believe Kanye West said that. Like I said, he looking for attention, saying shit like that.
Yeah.
Because what if he have a child again and this child had the same issues? You know what I'm saying? How would he feel?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
Like I tell my son, don't talk about nobody because one day that can be
You
you.
just never know.
Yep.
Man, I used to, I'm not gonna lie, I used to talk about people's kids when I didn't have kids. But once I got pregnant, I was like, you know what? I don't know what my son is gonna be like,
Wait,
and
wait,
I
wait.
just
You
kind
did
of
what?
changed my whole man, like my sister. Well, not talk bad about them, but like my sister's kids, I used to be like, "Oh, he bad," and I'm like, "Damn, you don't listen." But I didn't know any better. I didn't have any kids, and
I mean,
so
that's
when I got,
different, ain't it?
yeah, but
Because I
still,
say
it's
that
just an
I'm like, is it your
example.
bad? Like he bad. I want him in my house.
Yeah, but when you have your own, it's like shit. You don't know if your kids are gonna be bad like that too. So
True.
I stopped. Like when I got pregnant with my son, I was like, I don't know what my son is gonna be like, and I don't talk about people's kids no more. I'm just like,
Shit, I
if
do.
I can't say nothing nice, I don't say nothing at all.
I do. Look, I do. Let me tell you why. I do. So my son play. My son play basketball and football. We in between sports. So in football, that's like some parents, they're single moms, and I be looking at their son. I'm like, he bad as hell. I whoop his ass because he just be. Cause like there's like this one child, like look, like he had one of those gel blaster guns, and he was just shooting it. And I'm like, how the hell y'all get inside the football field with this? And I'm
With that,
like,
yeah.
y'all just letting him shooting this gun, ain't doing nothing. I'm like, I beat his ass. That was my son because for one, why you got that? You know what I'm saying? But so I mean, I do talk about that, but not like Kanye West, calling him retarded shit like that. But I say if
Yeah,
you bad, you
that's
bad.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah,
But in
yeah,
their
that's still
mind,
wrong.
if that kid like full of energy, and that gel gun calm them down, they probably like, hey, let him play, let him wear himself out.
Nah, he bad. He bad. He be talking
He
back
said,
like saying
bad.
like saying no. Like they tell him like get out there practice. But when you're young kids, they're not disciplined with football. But like he be
How
saying
old is he?
no,
How
all
old
that
is he?
yelling. I'm like, oh no. What you say, bro?
How old is he?
He should be about 5 now because I know he was 4 last year.
Oh yeah, you ain't telling me no at no 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. I'm like, boy, so you better
You
not
should
do
know
that.
better by now. So I know when my daughter is about to be 3 on Monday. She's about to be 3, and so it's like when I tell her no or when I tell her to be quiet, she's sitting here now, quiet at
Yeah,
the mouse. You know
because
what I mean?
she's
Like they know
disciplined.
better.
Right.
Right. She's disciplined. But like nowadays, that's one thing about a single mother. That's another topic about I don't need a man. Because when you're a single mother, some parents are not good at disciplining kids. And then as the
Yeah.
kids get older, they think it's cool because when they was younger, you didn't really stop that from happening. So it
Hmm.
gets worse and worse. And then with a man, we can check that shit because, we put fear in kids like, who the hell you talking to? You better something the hell that. But
Yeah.
that also plays a factor of the topic,
To the house.
woman needs a
Yeah.
man, man needs a woman.
Yeah. Or it can go both ways because my son's dad, he's a soft parent. I'm the one
Mm-hmm.
that puts in like the discipline. And so
Mm-hmm.
my son, he can kind of get away with stuff with his dad. I'm like, well, I brought you in this world. Baby, that's one less mouth for me to feed. You know what I mean? Like, I will take you out. So he knows
She said,
disrespecting his
she
mom
said,
is nuh-uh.
not
Not
over
playing over
here.
here. Got big old fingerprint.
That's funny.
What's funny? What you say? I I thought you were saying something, bro, when you unmuted
Can
yourself.
you can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So my question is like for C Love, how we was just talking about. So you being a single mom, and let's say you dated a guy that didn't have any kids, and he was okay with taking your kids as his own. but he wanted to bring discipline in there. How would you feel about that?
Ooh, and so I'm really picky about dating, especially now, because of my kids. Um, I'm not okay with the man disciplining my kids, um, especially not the boyfriend. I think if it were to be something like that, we definitely have to be married. He definitely have to show that he's a father figure first. Um, yeah, no, I don't like people disciplining my kids. I'm real sensitive about my kids. Like I don't even like you because I talk to my kids a certain way. So even if it's like my sisters or my family members and they like try to yell at my son or try to use a hard voice on him, I'm like,
Hmm.
no. They got one, they got the mom and it's me and I'm here, So like I discipline my kids very well and I feel like I don't need help in that department. Now if I did ask him, hey, can you go talk to my son or hey, can you go discipline him? Then that's different, but no. Like I discipline my kids very well and I got it. I'm good.
Yes,
And that's
also
probably why
scared
I'm
to
Because
single,
marry
I
y'all.
too.
always say, I always say that a single mom, first of all, hacks, because that is a tough job. But I always say that a woman can never teach a little boy how to be a man. She can do a million things, but you can't teach him how to pee standing up, and you can't teach him how to be a man. Period.
Mhm.
So you need another man for that.
I kind of beg to differ because I'm not trying to talk down on nobody, but it's like if you weren't man enough to be like, okay, so let's backtrack, I guess, and let's include the Bible because they do say that, a man is supposed to protect, provide, all of that. So
Right.
to me, it's like if you got that part wrong, I'm obviously a single mother for a reason. So you weren't a man to begin with, and now it's like now I got to put all my eggs in a basket and expect you to teach my son how to be a man. Like
Hmm.
no. If anything, I'm gonna teach my son how to be a man because I know what a woman needs from a man. And so it's just like, yeah, I can't teach you. I probably can't teach you how to fix the car, but baby, we finna pull up YouTube and figure it out. So it's like, I get all of that, but I feel like because I do get along very well with my son's dad, right? And we had dinner and I'm never gonna forget this conversation. And my son was just like, he was asking about marriage and a man's place in a relationship. And his dad was like, oh, I don't know anything about that. So I'm like, damn near spit out my food. And I'm like, no. Your position as a man is to provide for your family, and especially if you have a wife, like you're providing and you're protecting. I don't care what, happens. And it's just like, I kind of hate that my son's father couldn't give him input on that. But it's just like, no, I'm very hard on my son when it comes to his responsibilities as a man because I mean, like I said, I'm doing it on my own and I'm definitely raising him how to be a good man.
Hmm.
Like he knows go get a gift. It's Valentine's Day, it's their birthday. Go, shower them with gifts. My son randomly he'll give me a massage, he'll make me my coffee. He's learning how to drive. He went the other day, just the stores up the street while I was asleep, went, bought me and his sister donuts, things like that. And it's just like, I feel like those are things that a lot of men aren't taught by men or by their fathers when they're little. So you guys don't learn that till after. So I don't know. I beg to differ. I think women can raise men.
You heard that,
Mhm.
bro? She said, "You guys."
You guys. Y'all be learning that shit late as
Damn, she said we learned our shit late.
hell. My
Nah, I'm
son's
just
been
playing.
learning how to pay for dates since he was 3. I used to plan like date nights for us, and then I used to give him my card, and he used to order for me. He used to order my drink and stuff. I just, those are I don't know. I feel like men don't do that. So yeah, I need a thank you card from his future wife every day.
What you need is a timeout after that sentence. That's what you need.
Right. Right. Big
Don't
one.
hate. Do not hate. I'm telling you, my son can put some of these men to school. It's bad. And I think that's why I'm single too, because it's just like, what can you show my son? What kind of role model are you going to be for my son? Because my son's 13. You know, I can't just keep
Hmm.
dating anybody out here because if you don't have your shit together, my son is definitely going to check them about it, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I'm
Yep.
good.
Yep. And then nowadays it's hard for women to date men because on the news you be seeing news articles about
Mhm.
um the girl boyfriend hurting her son and stuff like that.
Yes.
They be doing
And
about
I have
that.
a daughter now, and that's
Hmm.
really what scares me a lot because you see that, that the stepdad, like there was this one article about a woman and she married a guy and he used to take her to school. He didn't take her to school. Raped her, killed her. The little girl never came home, and the mom apparently had no idea, but he was like SAing her for years. That is like my biggest fear. So it's just like, oh no, we're good. There's just so
Hmm.
many. You never
It's
know.
scary.
You got to be. It is very scary.
People mind fucked up. Yep, that's why I like got to
Hmm.
secret.
Yeah, that's all I got for today.
He got his AC back on.
He's hot. He was like, "I didn't hurry up, wrap this up."
Nah,
I'm
yeah,
hot.
I done caught this rain.
Oh, it's raining again.
Again,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, it's been
Yeah,
raining all day.
I done caught this rain. I was about to say, so we gonna have to wrap this one up.
Yeah. All right.
All right, hey, we
All
gonna
right.
have to do another one-on-one too. See, love you too, Mike, because now I wanna like bring the different audience, and we gonna bring these topics on like a one-on-one. And yeah, time out, see, love. That's where you going. That's this week's edition of
All
Three Peas in the Podcast. We love
right.
y'all. Signing off the homie Trinity team, the beautiful C Love, and my homie Mike Lowry. Until next week.